Regardless if the company is successful or if the company is a complete failure, one thing will always grow: data. Organic growth in the industry averages 30% a year. Every year, the corporate data increases by 30%. This is amazing. And then all the challenges that you can imagine will come up out of this number. So, why data grows? We're seeing more complex file structures. So we have these zillion pixels pictures that will take millions of mega, and also we have very complex data structures, databases, videos. Everything is getting more complex and taking more space. This is one of the factors. But also we have an increasing demand for collaboration. So we need to collaborate with other companies, other countries, and we need to make data available in more places. So there is also duplication of data. Then a trend in the business to reduce hard copy and increase the participation of electronic formats for data. So all these things are making data grow, the data volume grow. So what is the key concern in growing the data? It is not growing the structured data, but it's growing what we call unstructured data. And the key difference between structured and unstructured is how we prepare and present the data. So structured data is the data that you have metadata explaining the data. So you have data about the data, and this facilitates the search. Also, you have the access controlled. Only the people who need to have access to the data will have it. You have also mechanisms in place to ensure that the data, once no longer needed, this data is disposed, is discarded. Okay, so all these things will make sure that the data custodian is no longer needed to make the data valuable. An example, unstructured data, our mailboxes. Many times we can't find any emails in our mailboxes. Can you imagine someone else looking for data in your mailbox? This is unstructured data because you rely on the data custodian to make the data valuable. Otherwise, it is not valuable. So, if the storage cost is reducing, so today we have these very tiny USB drives that are very cheap, and you can put all your life in this very consistent management approach. The first is a legal aspect. Companies are liable for everything they do or say. So there is this whole process of collecting the data and preparing and presenting in court is called environment. Load the whole environment from a disaster. So we had a disaster. How quickly can we recover and have the critical data available? So if you have a large amount of data that is completely unstructured, you need to recover everything, and this takes much longer. And if you have critical data with non-critical data, if the storage fails, you lose both. So these are factors that we cannot many times quantify in dollars, but this has a major impact in corporations. So, bottom line, managing data is crucial for companies, especially large companies, large and mid-sized companies, because they do rely on information. And as users of this environment, how can we participate in this endeavor? So, we know that we need to take action. Okay, this is something that we need to do because this is needed. This is not popular. Managing data is not popular. It's not something that you want to build your career on, but it is necessary. So as users, there are 4 steps that we can take to help companies succeed in this activity. The first one is we need to enable knowledge sharing. So we need to help people understand that collaborating and making information available is at the right time, at the right size, is the best way of making the company productive, because you eliminate all duplications and all access. So all access data will be replicated, will be eliminated, sorry. Second, we need to keep only what is necessary. If you feel that I will not need this data anymore, go ahead and delete it. Why? Because it is not needed, and you are consuming resources with non-needed information. Third, you need to classify and protect the information. Classify means provide data about the data. So put in categories, put information so that anyone that doesn't have the knowledge that you have about that data can go and find it. Some technologies like SharePoint will help you a lot doing it. So this is crucial nowadays because we have a lot of data in our environments. And protection means make it available to everybody that needs the data, but make it available only to the people that need the data. Okay, investigate your audience. And last, apply a consistent data retention schedule. If the data is no longer needed, so tax information is needed for 10 years, for example, after this date, delete it. As custodian, you have the responsibility of deleting it. So, like any other asset in a company, it requires constant management. It requires intentional preservation, and it also requires cleanup. So it is our duty to take care of this. So this is how we can help, and I'm sure your company will appreciate your efforts. Thank you.